There are some common mistakes that job seekers make that are entirely preventable. Hi, I'm Delina Bradley, job interview and career marketing coach, and today I'm going to talk with you about 5 mistakes that job seekers make in face-to-face interviews and how to prevent them. The first mistake I want to talk about is not being prepared. I talk to a lot of people who say, if I can just get my foot in the door, I will be fine. I'll wing it. I interview really well. And for the vast majority of people, that's not going to work. You really have to do your homework and prepare for your interview. You need to know about the company and the industry and the job that you're interviewing for and the people that you're going to be interviewing with. This is going to shine through in the interview. You'll have points of reference to talk about. You will be able to speak intelligently about things that are going on with the company and the industry, and overall, it'll impress your interviewer. They'll see that you are fully prepared. The second mistake that I see job seekers make is not showing energy and enthusiasm about the position or the job. I think a lot of people compensate for their anxiety or their nervousness about going into the interview with sort of this idea, I'll be cool. I'm gonna just be very calm and cool. And there is a difference. You can still be calm and cool and show energy, because I think if you're trying to play it too cool, it can be perceived as being too blasé and not interested in the job, which is the last thing that you want to do. So really try to project energy in your voice and be enthusiastic and show your interest in the position in the company. The third mistake that I see people making is going on and on and on and on and on when they're answering a question. You need to make sure that the hiring manager can get through their whole list of questions. And so it's your job, in addition to selling your skills and telling great stories and using good examples to back up the responses that you give, your job is to keep that down. Really, 2 minutes is pretty sufficient to answer most interview questions. There are exceptions, but for the most part, a couple of minutes. And so you want to make sure they get through their list of questions so that there's nothing left in their mind that says you can't do the job. The fourth mistake that I see people making is not sticking to the question. So if you feel maybe you haven't heard or understood the question that the hiring manager or the recruiter asked, be sure to ask for clarification. Repeat the question back or ask for clarification. Ask them to expand on any points so that you're very clear on what the question actually is. Sometimes people don't stick to the question if they feel they don't have the experience that pertains to the question that was asked. And if that's the case, then you can just say, well, my most relatable experience would be this. And the fifth mistake that I see job seekers making is not asking for the job. So at the close of the interview, when you have talked about the time frame for making a decision, or how people want to do the follow-up communication, and you've established all that, really make a point to close with asking for the job. And by that, I don't mean, hey, can I have the job? I mean that you say how how much you enjoyed having a conversation about the position, and that you would really like to be their next director of operations or VP of creative services, and that you can't wait to hit the ground running and contribute to meeting that company or department's goals. And so those are some of the mistakes that I see people make and how you can prevent them in your next interview. If you're a hiring manager or a recruiter watching this, I'd love you to share some comments about some of the mistakes that you see and suggestions you have for job seekers. And if you're a job seeker, I wish you the very best as you prepare for your next interview and in your career.